click.
Well, good morning, children. Good morning, children. Hey, Krusty, I got a question for you. Well, you never run out of questions, do you? Well, here's my question. Krusty, do you like cars? Oh, I love cars. Because when you got a car, you don't have to stay home. You can go out to the market. You can take the car to the beach. You can go to grandma's house. You can go to the store. You can go to Africa. Krusty, you can't go to Africa in a car. Why not? Because, Krusty, there's a big ocean in between you and Africa. Okay, so I can't. So what am I going to do if I want to go to Africa? Well, if you want to go to Africa, you have to take a boat or a plane or something. Okay. Anyway, I like cars very much. But why, pray tell, do you ask me a question like that? Well, because, Krusty, I was thinking, what would you think of a man who had a nice car, but he never tried it? He never used it. The car just sat in the garage. And sometimes he would go into the garage and he would get in the car and he would sit behind the wheel and then he would get out of the car and go in the house, but he would never use his nice car. I don't understand. Why wouldn't he use his car? Because the man wasn't sure if the car would run, if it would go. He wasn't sure if the car worked. Well, I would say that man is very silly because all he has to do is put the key in the ignition, and he could start the car and he would try it out and then he would know if it works or not, if it's working. Well, that's right. But if he doesn't try it, then he's never going to know if the engine inside works, right? That's right. So he has to try it to know if the engine under the hood of the car is working. That's right. Well, Krusty, the reason I asked you that question is because of this. Do you know that a Christian is like a fine car? A Christian is like a fine car? In what way, Patty? Because a Christian has a very fearful power inside of him, like the power of an engine in a car. That's right, Krusty. A Christian has a powerful engine inside. You mean like with a camshaft and cylinder heads and pistons and spark plugs and valves? Well, better, Krusty. A Christian has a power in his inside of him that's better than a car engine. Well, what is that power? It's the power of the Holy Spirit. Oh, I remember about the Holy Spirit. You told me that when we become a Christian, that then the Holy Spirit comes and lives inside of us, sort of like the engine is inside of a car. That's right, Krusty. So here's my more important question for you. What would you think of a person who was a Christian and was like a fine car and had the Holy Spirit engine inside of him, but that person never tried his engine? Well, what do you mean? Well, the person wasn't sure if he had all that power inside of him, so he never tried to use his power. Well, what kind of power? Well, the power of the Holy Spirit, that the Spirit gives us to be kind or to chase away the devil or to share the good news with other people or the power to be patient and the power to not have to go first all the time but to wait for other people and the power to love people and the power to be nice to people who are mean to you. Oh, that's right. We have all that power inside of us. That's right. But what if you didn't believe that you could do those things because you weren't sure and so you never tried to be kind or never tried to be grateful? Well, I would say that person is just as silly as the person who has a car but never tries the car. That's right, Krusty. So you're saying that because we have the engine of the Holy Spirit inside of us, we can do all these wonderful things now that we couldn't do before? That's right. We can be like Jesus. Oh, we can. So Jesus was kind, and we can be kind, and Jesus was patient, And so because we have the Spirit, we can be patient. And Jesus was nice to people who were mean. And so we can be nice. And Jesus always thanked God. So we can be thankful people too. And Jesus never complained. So we can be not complaining anymore too. That's right, Krusty, because we have the Holy Spirit in us. But we'll never know that we can do all those things unless we try. Okay, so we have to believe that we have power inside of us, and then we have to go out every day and we have to walk in that power of the Holy Spirit that God gives us. That's right, Krusty. It's not as if the power comes from us because we didn't used to be able to, but the power comes from the engine of the Holy Spirit living in us. Okay, well, I think I'd better go now. Well, why? Well, because I'm going to go home and try out that power in me. I'm going to go around trying to stop complaining and to be grateful and thank God, and I'm going to try my power to be kind even when somebody's not so nice to me. That's right. I'm going to try to. Okay, well, Krusty, good. I'm glad that we had this little talk. So Patty, so I think that I'm very happy that I'm not a car because the Holy Spirit in me is better than even a powerful engine. That's right, Krusty. And all these children back home, they have the same power in them if they believe in Jesus. Okay, so kids, don't forget, you and I are very powerful people because we have the Holy Spirit in us. But don't try to take your car to Africa, okay? That's right. Okay, I gotta go. Bye-bye.